Hello, welcome to episode 402. We're going to be making an infinite floating dispenser which allows only one item. Okay, this was a question on Discord by T-Money. How can you power a floating dispenser? And then we went further with, but I only want them to have one item at a time. So inside is my dirt, which has a name, and it has a custom tag. So we can dispense one. Cool. But now there is one existing in the world. It won't dispense another. So you have a choice here. You can either make it so it doesn't dispense one, or I'll also show you so it does dispense another one, but it kills the one in the world that's already there, just in case you want that choice instead. Well, we can pick it up, but then when we dispense another one, it clears it from our inventory. So we can only have one. Now, I know, yeah, you could hide one in your ender chest, you could hide them in chests, you could do all sorts of things. You could run all the way into the distance there and hide it in unloaded chunks. You can't really get away with stopping them. But for the use case scenario we had, there was nowhere they could hide it. It was inventory or floor, and this fitted. And I thought, well, this is interesting. I wonder if anyone else would like to see how to do it. So we made a tutorial. I think I've waffled enough. Did I say we're in 1.21? If I did, I've said it twice. If I didn't, now you know. Anyway, let's get on and build it now. Okay. Now, the solution to this turned out to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Let me get myself a dispenser because that would be helpful. Although, if anyone does know, is there a command that we can just poke a bit of data into the dispenser and just sort of say dispense? Because that would be cool. If not, we'll do it this way anyway. So we've got our floating dispenser, and there were a few other things that we wanted to add. I wanted to add, so if you've got one in your inventory, it takes it away, and I want to add if there's one on the floor, it doesn't spit one out. So, let's do activate here. Activate. Now we'll put a button on top. Right, let's get the coordinates of the dispenser. Fill, tap, tap, tap. And that way, I can't turn around when I'm doing that. That way is negative Z. Okay. So the solution, I first thought of, we put a bit of redstone dust on top with a power level, but for some reason, the first piece of redstone dust doesn't activate it, but the second piece does. Maybe something to do with updating. So that required two commands. And then Arctic Panda Pro said you could set redstone block. And I thought, well, let's try it. And apparently redstone block works just as well. And what I mean is, you can see it. You can set it and remove it. And your player can't even see it. So why don't we just do that? So I want the block on top. Well, actually, I'm going to put it in front. Just show you. It lasts so short that you can actually even put it in front of the dispenser. And you know the front's always going to be clear. So let's do set block. So that's the dispenser. And if we do negative Z, redstone block. So I'm going to be putting a redstone block there. Fill, tap, 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 42, 57, 23, yeah. Okay. So we've set a block there. And then all I'm going to do is set that to air. Straight away. Like that. Let's make it chain and always active. And let's just test it. What on earth have I been up to? Look at all those arrows and pot shards. What are they doing in my inventory? Doesn't matter. We'll put some pot shards in there. There we go. So, we'll have a look. You don't even see the thing, and it doesn't get in the way of the item coming out. Cool. So, if that's all you're after, job done. But T-Money wanted a bit of extra stuff, so let's add that as well. First of all, we want it so it's infinite. We want this thing so it's never going to run out. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to clear my inventory. Does that clear it? That didn't clear my inventory, just changed my hotbar. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to data merge some items into there. So let's merge in, I don't know, like a piece of dirt. And let's give the dirt a name, and we'll give it a custom tag, because that'll make searching for it easier. So let's do data merge into a block where our dispenser is. What do I want to put in there? Well, I want to affect its items. That'll be open and close. Okay, and we can pick any slot because the dispenser doesn't care. And we only need to fill one slot because we can only dispense one item at a time. So as long as one slot is filled, this thing will be infinite. So let's just say slot, well, top left corner, slot 0, that'll do. We'll have a count of 64, might as well fill it up. We'll say its ID is, well, we'll make it dirt. And I want to give it some components. Components, open and close components. I'm going to give it an item name. So, item name. We'll have apostrophe, apostrophe, open, close curly brackets. And let's go full on. We'll have text, we'll have color, and we'll have bold, true. So we'll say text, my dirt, color, green, bold, true. Okay. Now let's come out of the name. There we go. So we're out of the name there. And let's give it some custom data so we can target it easily. Custom data. Oh, I think we'll need little speech marks around that. Not a snail. Speech marks around that. There we go. Custom data. And we'll say my dirt. Okay. So we should dispense one. Actually, I think what will happen is this command will run. This command here, number 3, will run before the redstone block has appeared and disappeared. Even though the order is make redstone block, remove redstone block, fill it up. I think this will run first because it'll be quicker. It's not actually making a physical change in the world. So what we should end up with is 63 dirt up there and 1 on the floor. 63 dirt, my dirt, yep, and 1 on the floor. Now every time we press it, we should end up with the same. 1 on the floor, 63 inside. Cool. Okay, I've got 2 in my inventory, so I've already collected it. Let's limit it so the player can only have, they can only have 1 at a time. Now, obviously, if your map is complicated, you've got barrels and inventories and things, they can put things in. This isn't going to work. That's going to make it a lot more complicated. You'd have to check all the barrels. You'd have to check all the chests, chest minecarts, their ender chest. We're just going to clear it from their inventory. So that's pretty simple. We can do clear all players, dirt, and then we'll check that it's got custom data that contains my dirt. So I've got 2 on me. If I press this button, I've got none. There's 1 on the floor. So if you're making a map and there's a room and they're only allowed 1 of these, job done. But what I could do though is I could leave 1 on the floor and spit out some more. Okay. So we could either kill the 1 on the floor, or we could just check if there's 1 on the floor and not dispense if there is. Killing 1 on the floor, I think you could probably work out. As you can see here, clear at all dirt custom data. Should we try and kill? Let's try and kill. We'll just change that to kill. Kill entity type equals item, and if items, oh, we can't do it that way, can we? We'd have to do execute as any entity whose type is an item, if items entity at s is contents, yeah, is dirt. Okay, let's try that. So execute as all entities. If the item's entity itself is contents is dirt with a custom data of my dirt, then kill them. So let's try now. Okay, we've got 1 on the floor. Oh, well, I'm surprised that didn't kill it. Test. Oh, well, we didn't tell it to kill it, so of course it didn't. We've just said if there is one. We haven't actually said do anything. Run. Kill NS. There we go. That's silly. There we are. So now we've only got one on the floor. Or we could do a different way. So we'll get rid of that command. Let's just pop it off of the end there so it's not running anymore. There we go. And we could modify the first bit. We could just say execute unless entity, any entity. An MBT check would be fine because we're only running this when we press the button, and they can't spam the button because buttons don't work that way. So an MBT check, we'll say item components custom data. Yeah, no, it's not snails. I'm using a different keyboard. Custom data. You can usually tell when I switch keyboards because I keep putting snails all the time. My dirt. Then we will run. So we're doing a check here. We'll execute unless it can find an entity which has the tag my dirt. Done. So there is an entity tagged with my dirt, so we shouldn't. Well, I say we shouldn't. Clearly, it's ignoring me. I reckon we probably have to say Minecraft custom data. There we go. So it knows there's 3 on the floor. Let's pick 2 of those up. We'll lose those 2, and it knows there's 1 on the floor, so it's not going to set the redstone block. It's not going to power it. Cool. And we might have 64 in there now. Okay, there we go. Just a quick little one, just in case you're interested. It's a niche case, powering a floating dispenser. But we've also added, to make it a bit more interesting, we've added so we'll clear them from the inventory and we'll check if there's 1 on the floor, or we'll use that to kill ones that are already on the floor. Cool. Okay, just a little quick one today. Pressing T is not what I wanted. I wanted to do that so I could wave goodbye. Bye-bye. See you later.